Welcome to Shine On Collective.
Yes. You're right. Practice this. Get in, lock in.
We have not introduced ourselves yet. We realized in episode 4. So we're going to take a second to talk about who we are.
Yes, let's do it. Let's bring everybody into the room here.
Do you want to start or you want me to start?
Please.
Okay. I'm Alethea, and I live here in Las Vegas in a semi-truck. I have turned into a house on a horse ranch where I have 20 horses and an acrobatic horse show called Gladius the Show, which I've owned since its inception like 12 years ago. Before that, I had horses. I competed for many years, and then I toured with a show called Cavalia, and then I traveled all over the country with my still business partner, just starting to create acts and perform everywhere. And then over the years, we just kept doing it. And after going through even rounds with crazy investors and more stories than I can even
Than you've been able to record at this point.
That's a different podcast.
Yeah.
We're still doing it. And through that whole, process, we obviously had learned a lot, but we had gone through times where we thought we had it all, and then everything got ripped away and we were left with nothing, and just always stayed in it and kept building. So here I am at my ranch with the horses, and I feel like we're going stronger than ever.
Oh,
it's really cool
to see the momentum from the observer's perspective, especially having been here on the ranch 10 years ago and to have arrived, 5-7 years later and be like, oh my goodness, this place is flushed out.
It's
with
such a different vibe.
Yeah, well, and just with all of your guys' like artistic creativity and the essence of the place has elevated a lot over the years with all these little tiny fixtures.
If you haven't been here, think like Burning Man meets like A Little White Trash.
Meets Mad Max.
Meets like Draft Horse, Giant Horse Wonderland.
Roman riding Wonderland.
Yeah. My mom, when she comes to visit, she's like, it's like an adult Disneyland. And I'm like, it is.
It is, yeah. There's so much freedom to be creative and to explore with all of these different people that have talents in a lot of different areas. So there's definitely just so much inspiration to pull from the place. Because the way that things are set up here, a lot of people wouldn't have even thought of all of the micro things that are around here that really do add to the essence and set the stage for your guys' production and what you bring to the community. So it's really wonderful to see it grow.
It's fun. And like a year and a half ago or so, I started a nonprofit off of that. So long story short, it's been able to the horse business has kind of been able to support itself and our mission of like bringing really unique events to the community of Las Vegas, and also rescuing horses when we can and when it's useful for our program and it's a good match. And also, having kids come out here and learn everything. So that's like one huge aspect of who I am.
Of the multifaceted points of creativity that you explore in your life. That definitely is a big slice of the pie.
Big slice of the pie, especially lately. And I'm also, I do massage and body work, healing work, energy work, and I've been doing that for 26 years. And that is a huge part of my identity too. And I think now, that many years in, and in the physicality of everything, I feel like everything I do is very physical. But I've always been, as we've talked about in other podcasts, spiritual.
It's totally, absolutely.
So I'm into all of that stuff too. So now getting more age in my profession, knowing I still want to help people, but I don't want to do it by like cranking out massages all day, every day. And I'm feeling the call to help people more globally and nationally and expand outward. Because I know there's so many of us that are the frontline light worker people that are just feeling like massive expansion.
Totally, but also a little bit of exhaustion in the output, like you're saying, where it's just like, okay, how can I maybe pivot into more of like a training role or do something that teaches a lot of people at once or, the webinars, things like that allow your gifts to expand beyond your physical reach, which is amazing. Yeah.
And maybe opens up to like a community so we can find each other.
Yeah, it definitely provides a space for connection. This is such a generative space when it comes to people in the community getting to meet one another and families connecting and all of the little veins and offshoots that come from people gathering in this space and being in the joy that is created here. So really wonderful.
And I guess that's about it. I'm an Aquarius. I'm 46 years old. I like long walks on the beach.
True.
Would consider myself a genuinely very happy person. I went through a horrible divorce last year that gutted me and changed my life. And all the healing I've done from that led me into a deeper relationship with you, which feel like it was just part of one of the many reasons it had to happen.
Definitely divinely placed. Our the depth of our connection reaching new levels.
And recently started dating again and found somebody who is just absolutely incredible. And I'm just like amazed at life's miracles and the way things just really are working behind the scenes in our favor when we don't even really know what, we're just following our soul even when it hurts. So
and to just, so proud of you for not hardening off and leaving room in your heart for the new, for the recycled, for the change, and still being inviting and in your joy and in your positivity. And not that you didn't honor your grief and didn't honor the time that you needed to process that, because you genuinely did. But a lot of people might have come out on the back end of that process and been like, nope, not dating for 10 years. Nope. Don't want to be around anybody. Nope. Don't want to this. Yeah. But might have said it, but in your heartfelt sense, like when it came to meet you, you didn't shun it just because that was something you wanted to hold on to or something that you felt so convictious about that you couldn't let somebody else in and let it create magic in your life. So that's really wonderful. Cheers to you for doing that. Very, very proud of you.
I'm proud of that too.
Ugh. Just so honored to be your friend.
I love you.
I love you.
It's been such a good year.
Yeah.
Tell us about you.
Wow. I'm Kara. I'm also from Las Vegas, or I grew up here, but I currently reside just outside of Cedar City, Utah. My parents have quite a few acres of property out there, and after my big breakup, coming out of a 10-year relationship last year, being single and heartbroken, and in Las Vegas can be a recipe for disaster if you don't have your emotions intact, which I didn't. I wasn't necessarily trying to wrangle them. I just didn't know what to do with them and was susceptible to my own destruction. So when the opportunity came to take my camper, I've kind of lived the nomad life for the past 5-7 years. And when the opportunity came to take my camper up there and kind of not even restart, but just pause and convalesce and really feel through everything that had happened, because that all went down in January of 25, and I left for Cedar in June of 25. And that 6 months was like, it just felt like pure chaos. I was outside of my body.
6 months?
Before I left,
Yeah, that's crazy.
So things started getting a little dicey there at the end of April, where it's like, I don't want to end up creating an experience for myself that causes detriment to my forward motion or to other facets of my life, be it family, work, friends, creative projects that I was curious and excited to get started on. I didn't want my emotions to stagnate any of that by staying here and just eating and drinking my emotions and socializing
Which is
my
so
emotions
normal.
away. Yeah, and has been my mode of processing in the past. I mean, I was in that relationship for 10 years, but prior to that, in 2 and 5 year relationships, you get out of it, you stay angry, you go drinking, you talk shit, and you listen to everybody else's problems so you don't have to feel your own.
It does help.
It does. And yeah, so I was very thankful to at least have the mind about me and the support system. To have that sense of self-awareness of like, whoa, things are starting to feel a little shaky as far as my ability to remain stable inside this emotional state. So yeah, really thankful for my support system that offered me an option out of it. And yeah, just again, a way to kind of pause and figure out what type of fuel I was going to put in my engine after that and how I was going to move forward, what direction and so forth.
And you stayed, I mean, you had the nomad life and you stayed in the nomad life, but you finally got to be like in your own space for the first time in a decade or maybe ever.
Really? Yeah, ever. This was the first time that 6 months was the first time ever that I've lived purely alone. It's either been with parents, boyfriend, roommates, but never had I just lived completely alone. And I think that's what kind of made it a little scary for me was because not only was I in this like really awful emotional state coming out of that relationship, just so shattered, but also being completely alone was really confronting.
It's scary. And I only did it for 5 months.
Yeah.
But that was also the first time for me. And it's
yeah, you're sitting there. You're just in your little seated pose with your emotions, and you have to decide what you're going to do with that time once your day's done of work or whatever else. Like, how are you going to entertain yourself? How are you going to face the emotions that are coming up? And are you going to be able to do it in a healthy way? And I was not confident in my ability to at least stay consistent with a healthy way of integrating everything that was coming my way. It was just all happening so fast.
It's crazy having to sit with yourself.
Everybody talks about it, about like, oh, just sit with it. Oh, just, let the feeling wash over you. Oh, just be present with it. Oh, just allow the feeling to be present. And oh God, it's so hard. Even if you know all of the steps to take, following them
it's hard over a long span of time
to stay consistent
it's
with
one
it.
thing to be like, oh, I'm gonna sit with this afternoon.
I went to like a yoga class and the sound bath was really nice, or whatever,
this came to me and like I feel better, but now I'm gonna go out with my friends and do this.
Or next week, now I'm off kilter, I'm in a different phase of my cycle, and now all of the emotions are causing me to like not make healthy frame decisions. So
yeah, it's a big deal to be able to really look at yourself and be honest with yourself over a period of time. And I'm amazed that you knew yourself well enough to get out of Las Vegas and to get into the situation that would serve you the best and actually make that choice. That's incredible that you did that.
Yeah. And, I didn't do it alone. Obviously, I had the awareness, but without my support system, people like you, people like my parents, people that I keep close to me, without the feeling of safety and empowerment, I might not have made that decision. Things might have just spiraled downwards. You know what
exactly
I mean?
What you're talking about.
But energetically, I felt pulled by the scruff up out of here. And it was just like, oh, thank you for saving me. Whatever that was, I appreciate you. And kind of like we talked about in the first episode, that divine intervention, when you're in a situation or a state that's not serving you and you don't know how to pivot or change or get out of it or what to do with it once you do. The divine's always there guiding you if you can at least be aware enough to see it when it comes. So yeah, that's me. I'm a project manager by trade. And although I don't actively work in the healing arts, I definitely have my hand in the pot when it comes to
basically like a sorceress, a sorceress of many lifetimes, witchy herbalist, badass priestess.
These words have their place in different moments in time, and I'm just thankful that I have been able to serve people through the experiences that I've collected along my journey, and been able to obviously not only have the awareness of it, but process it and be able to give that back out in whatever way. And most of the time it's been on an individual basis, where you call me on an idle Thursday and you're like, hey,
yes.
So it's like, and 9 times out of 10, not only me, but the person that called, or, you know, whatever conversation I've ended up in, we've both felt lighter, or like we've done some good for ourselves or for somebody else through it. So
you're just a natural healer, and people gravitate towards that energy. Do you feel like it helps you? To help
100%. Yeah. It's helping other people is such a reflection of yourself and where you're at. And I'm helping somebody else, you know, navigate their emotions about their own personal thing. And I'm getting light bulbs on my own friends throughout that process. And obviously it just feels so wonderful to be a safe space for people, to be somewhere that people reach out to and want to come when they just want to drop all of their armor and drop the mask, and they can just be fully themselves in front of me. And so I have begun to put coins in the well for myself and say, no, like, your presence definitely is an act of healing when you allow it to be.
Yeah, definitely.
So
I can say yes from experience. And also, like, there, because I'm like that too. I just like, I just want to help everybody, you know. And then there's the other side of it, where we become like such the healer gravitational pull, that then there's the people that you need to set the boundary with and get away. But that's a whole other
latch
topic.
On,
I don't know if we want to get into that topic, but it's a good one, and that's any kind of person that has. I'm sure there's plenty of people, anybody who's listening, that has this healer energy or the caretaker thing. It's like, that's what we deal with, right? Everybody just wants to feel better by us, because that's what our gift is. And then we have to have the discernment to choose who we want to help, and
how, and boundaries.
Yeah, we were talking about the like the martyr side of it, almost, of like, we're also getting that. Are we also getting a fix out of helping people? Like, what is the dynamic here, you know?
At what point does it turn toxic? You know what I mean?
Exactly.
For me or for you, you know? And I can only be in control of myself. So I have to exercise that discernment and say, too much of my energy is being scratched at here, or I'm maybe not the person to help you. You know what I mean? Maybe I don't have the capacity for it. Maybe, and I need to honor that in myself, instead of, like you said, martyr yourself to somebody else's situation, only to end up depleted on the back end of it, or give too much or give an inch and somebody takes a mile, and you have to.
Well, and I've seen you.
Reel it back in.
Seen you very properly exercise those boundaries, like, even in what I've seen of you over the last year. And I think with both of us in our relationships with our exes, it was such a thing of like, you know, I want to take care of somebody. I see somebody's potential. I'm going to do everything I can to make this person happy. But is it, obviously there was some kind of fix in that for me.
Totally.
Like, I needed that, but it was absolutely, you know, unhealthy. And then there's so many people I help in such a healthy way, and it genuinely makes me feel good. And it isn't like the fix kind, you know?
It's not just me seeking validation or me trying to fill my cup through helping other people. You feel the difference when you're giving from a full cup and when you're giving from an empty cup. And the empty cup giving is when it can turn really toxic, or when you can end up really depleted and exhausted by it, and relationships end up failing or unraveling.
There's resentment, and then there's the whole keeping score. I did this for you, and
where's the reciprocity? And not that we shouldn't want to be in reciprocity with people, but continuing to give when you're not getting the same amount of effort back is going to deplete you. I don't care like how much you can cultivate your own energy and fill your own cup. If somebody's taking that from you, that is a felt sense, and you will end up depleted, and you know it. So honor it and set your boundaries before it happens. And that's one of the biggest takeaways in that department that I've had this year is set the boundaries and expectations on the front end of what I'm willing to give, and don't waver on it.
That's actually really very solid advice.
Especially when you don't have it. I had to really just start honoring it and be like, I don't have it. And I know that I have consistently in the past always had this space for you, but it does seem like I'm enabling a version of you that needs to heal. And now you're kind of using this outlet that is me and me therapizing your life. Like, I don't even know if that's a word, but regardless, like,
sounds like a word.
It could be potentially. But yeah, it's like, that's not leaving enough room for me to have my own thoughts and feelings and healing my own self when I need it. And you create this open door with people, and it's really hard to shut it. People put their foot like, wait, no. And it's like, you know what I mean? Like, you can't. I have to shut the door because
I need to take care of myself.
And the reciprocity is not there. Exactly. Like, I might be, quote, filling your cup, aka enabling whatever mode of operating that you're in, but you're not doing that same thing for me really at all whatsoever. So I have to stop that, which I have, which is great.
You're doing an amazing job.
Thank you.
It's inspirational, really.
I appreciate the accolades, because it hasn't been easy, and friendships that I've had for 10 years and deep relationships that it's like I don't even have the energy to explain how or why you deplete me. I just have to tell you that you do, and I can't contribute to it. I can't offer myself to it.
And you shouldn't
anymore.
have to have it doesn't need an explanation. Like, our boundaries don't need explanations.
They don't. And that's part of like the martyr and the saver and the people pleaser is like, why?
Yeah.
And you feel like you have to have
like, you have to justify. Well, like because I just don't have time. But that's the justification is.
My no is a full sentence, man. And that gets used, that statement gets thrown around in a lot of different ways, and usually on a sexual front. But for me, it's very applicable to the rest of life, where it's just like, I'm just leaving right now.
I've learned, especially lately, it's a very good indication of what kind of friendship you have with people when you establish a no, or I can't go out, or I can't do this, and you get the response back.
Or if you change your lifestyle.
Or if you get sober. Or
God forbid.
Then friends don't want to hang out with you, or, it's a good indication of like, maybe they weren't that good of a friend.
Yeah, or
the guilt tripping friends too.
We've gone through the full season of what we can provide one another. So if you can't see that, fine, but I can, and I'm going to honor that in myself, especially because now that I'm aware of it, the depletion is so felt and so exhausting that if I keep going, I am going to do a disservice to myself, and I'm not willing to do that anymore. I made the promise that I'm not going to do that.
When I was younger, when I was like in my 20s, I remember working around women that were like in their 40s, and I was like, God, they're so set in their ways. I'm never going to be like that. Because I hated the rigidity.
Totally.
And I always wanted to stay flexible, and I still don't want to be like that. But now I'm like, am I like that? Because now I'm so much more clear on my boundaries, and I'm like, have I just turned into that? Is that like the natural order of things? But I also like, I don't think it always has to be like that. I think that it can be, it doesn't have to go into an explosive eruption. It doesn't have to be a fight. There doesn't have to be anything crazy. We can like flow through life with our boundaries and just be who we are, and understand that we are going to pull in exactly the right people by doing that.
Exactly.
And so I've tried to get my mindset out of oh, I don't want to turn into this rigid person with all of these, like, I'm like this and I don't want to do this, but more of like no, this is who I am. So people that are meant to be near me will be near
exactly. And I think the negative connotation with that is like, I don't want to end up in my moo watching, and like watching reruns
cats.
of Jeopardy and 30 some cats, and like, I don't go anywhere because I'm just the world is awful, or you know what I mean, and like get hardened off. But I do think as you come into 40s, you do start to like understand what was being said in a healthy way there, where it's just like, I have anchored in who I am. I know who that is, and I know what I'm unwilling to accept in relationship and energetically in my life. And if I can be in that boat, the vessel, like you said, now I can be fluid, I can be flexible because I'm in my boat and I'm steady, and that boat is steady and it's strong, and she knows what it is, and it's only going to magnetize what is going to help the boat float instead of make it sink. You know what I mean? So I honor that.
I would trade
feeling.
I'd trade which direction is it? I was going to say wouldn't trade wisdom for youth.
No, I surely wouldn't. No.
I'll take the wisdom over the youth.
I will take the wisdom.
I'm good with that.
A lot of people talk, oh, what year would you want to stay in? And it's like, oh, 27 was wonderful. Oh, 30 was wonderful. And this and that. And as I've breached, the decade, it's definitely so, I'm in just such a state of gratitude for all of my experiences that my youth gave me to bring me to this point that I feel wizened from my experiences. And yeah, there's no trading it. Yeah. I'll take the back end of that instead of the front end for sure.
It's great.
It's liberating. It just feels good to know who you are and to honor it and to not let anybody like usurp your power over yourself. And I know you've given it away. I've given it away. A lot of us have given it away in different circumstances and for different reasons. And sometimes it's necessary when it comes to children and family, and like you have to overextend yourself to get through a deal. So it's not say, oh, I just don't buy into hard things. It's like, no, but I do it with as much grace and awareness as I can as I'm walking through it, and make sure to love myself up and nurture myself up when I get home. My girlfriend texted me the other day. She was like, I was helping with my daughter's kindergarten graduation. She's like, we had to put like 100 kids in all of their caps and gowns and everything. She's like, I'm in my compression socks after a bath, just like sitting here. And she is a wonderful person, but was never the type of person to make sure she was loving herself up and like nurturing herself. So I was like, I'm so freaking proud of you for not only going to do the hard thing that is a little bit out of your like normal zone or maybe your comfort zone, but also that like you knew it took a lot from you to do that
and took care of yourself.
And you came home and took a shower and relaxed. And even I was driving, we had this conversation in the morning, and I was driving down here and I thought, oh, maybe I'll just try and ring her. And she didn't answer. And when I stopped, I was like, I didn't think you'd have any steam, but I had this silly story and whatever. And she's like, I just can't. And I was like, I love you for that. Thank you. I know. I figured I'd try my chances, but it just felt so wonderful to see her honor herself in that way and in that moment. Really, really beautiful stuff to see people come to meet you. And it, like you said, it is so inspiring, and it gives other people permission to have that duality of strength and softness for themselves and with the world. So I'm happy to walk through the fire that other people have a clear path to come behind me for sure.
Yeah, me too. And I'm happy. I love to talk about like everything we've been through, and I love to talk about the times where we've had contrast in our life and everything. But my goal going forward and being your friend and being in existence in life is for life to get better every day. Like I'm just going to enjoy my life for the rest of my life. And I want to empower other people to do the same thing. Because we don't have to be here to suffer.
No, it's a choice. It's a choice to be in your misery and to let life beat you down, let the world harden you off, or to say, oh, that was weird. Keep going, move on. You know what I mean? And life everything's working out best case scenario. So trusting that and really anchoring into that faith, coming from a Catholic background, all of these words, forgiveness, faith, trust, give it up to God.
Yep.
Give it up to God. That one made me so angry for so long, because I know that I watched a lot of people pray and then do nothing. I'm just giving it up to God. I'm just gonna let God.
Taking responsibility for themselves.
Exactly. Yeah. So those in tandem, I think, is like a recipe for a happy life, and being able to say, I am in trust that I'm going to have a good day. Yeah. I am in faith that even if this is hard, it's perfect. It's exactly what I need. Everything's working out. Yep. Best case scenario. Even if there's destruction along the way, it's like, that's got to be part of the process. I'm just going to not take it personally. I'm just going to allow it to be and move through it with grace. So yeah, I'm very excited to have reached this juncture after all of the upheaval over the past year, and
we made it out alive.
Heaving and sweating, it felt like at first, you know what I mean? But now there's been a shower and some revivification here, and you feel like you can walk forward with a clear set of eyes and an open heart and a big dream, and have the freedom to be able to move through that without the anchor of these relationships that are just like standing on your feet and weighing you, or whatever analogy you want to use, but it's life sucking.
What analogy that I use? Living in glue. That's a good analogy.
Oh yeah, that is an incredible, just like that tar pit sort of feeling.
I've been in a relationship where I felt like I was in glue. Like could not move forward, could not move,
I mean, that was my last relationship where it was just like, at the inception of it, it felt like the world was our oyster. I felt like I was going to get hoisted out of the space in a helicopter. You know what I mean? Like I was in such awe at the possibilities of where we could go given the types of people that we were. And so at every juncture to feel stagnated by it, it was like, why can't we, us, like move forward into another level of our life, not just walking down the path, but up the stairs.
Like go up here.
Exactly. Yeah. Like how come we can't elevate together? And it was so indicative of the anchor that we created for one another that was not healthy for whatever reasons they were. Definitely maybe a different episode there, but that's a whole conversation. But it's just so liberating to be on the other side of it and say, okay, like I can still honor the beauty that was in that relationship. I can still work toward a lot of the dreams we had together and just allow them to transmute and alchemize into something that is for me that I can then give out to other people and do the thing and actually move. Yeah. Good God, I feel
free.
Yes, like a duck that's finally found a bottle of Dawn. You know what I mean? Like, oh, sweet Jesus, it's been an amazing feeling. So.
That was a rough oil spill.
It really. Thank God there wasn't a match around. You know what I mean? Because the place would have ignited.
Yeah.
But
so exciting.
It is really exciting. I'm very excited, even just to be sitting here and doing this. Like, I had a girlfriend like, God, I wish you would have started doing this before it was really popular. I was like,
right people, we will find the right people.
Yeah, I was like, everything in its right time. That's what I mean? And I always knew that expressing my thought process and expressing my emotional perspective was helpful for people.
Yes.
And I wanted to do it in a big way and in the broadest way that I could. But I'm so thankful for you because I'm such a planner. I'm such an overthinker and, I'll make new colors all day. And Alethea's like, we're just going to paint. Just grab the brush. Just grab the brush. The color is fine. Let's just get going. So thank you so much for just saying we're going to stop not starting.
You need both dynamics though.
We do.
Like I need planners in my life. I need people to be like, okay, like we have this down. We need this. I need the that structure. And I have it a little. I have a Capricorn moon, so I've got like a little bit, but it's more gave me like the work ethic, like let's just do it, let's just film it, put on the
just go for it.
Yeah. And I'm thankful to have that. It just naturally instilled in me, because I've definitely gone for things my whole life. What sticks is a different story, but like I feel like just right now the whole world is opening up, and a big part of the world opening up is just by us having these conversations and finding our tribe.
And keeping the heart open and the authenticity piece, like we were talking about this morning, where it's just like, that is the most magnetic emotion that you can embody, is your authentic self, and not your egoic self, not the person you want to be, not the person you want to be seen as, but genuine you. And allow that to, even kind of like we were saying a minute ago, allow that to magnetize the people that are meant to benefit from it, the people that are meant to be in the room with you for it. Really wonderful to just get feet wet in that department, and to be surrounded by somebody like you that's like, well, let's just try it. Like, we'll just try a thing. Because like you said, like, what sticks is a different story, but the willingness to just say, well, let's just throw it at the wall and see what's going to happen
when you go that way. It's, I mean, obviously, how people get signed through songs that come on. It used to be always what song was on the radio was giving me a sign from the universe.
Sure, of course.
When I was like a teenager, I would crack up about it. So it's followed me my whole life. And the song that always comes on when I'm wondering what to do in life or doubting myself is "One Thing Leads to Another" by The Fix. And that is like the thing.
Hey,
one thing leads to another.
That's a mantra to live by, for sure.
You literally just have to pick the next step. And whatever it is, it might not be the end all be all, but it's going to take you to places that are going to give you all the right things.
Yeah, it'll direct you or redirect you or whatever. It's going to show you the next step.
So we're on the journey now.
Off to the races. The gate has opened. So.
But I'm super stoked about all this, and I am excited to invite everybody into our circle. So, like, join our community, share our things, invite you into the conversation to... if there's things you want to talk about, we want to talk about them too, probably.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, we're very curious and open to tapping into the collective energetics all the time is something that we track. And so the feedback is always wonderful, and curiosities, questions, and different topics and stuff. That would be fun to get feedback from an audience and from our little collective.
Yes.
Of what's needed from us, you know what I mean? And then be able to use that discernment on how we can contribute and how we can give that out. So I'm very excited, thankful, and thank you to Allie for reminding us that we didn't introduce ourselves. Love you, girl. That was a good one. And funny enough that you had that same, like, I walked in here the other day. She's like, we never introduced ourselves. Like, my girlfriend mentioned that, like, you guys should introduce yourselves. So thanks, Allie, for giving me the little beat.
It came in from the universe, like double force
on both sides. So here we are in our authenticity, bringing our full selves front and center to share with you and everybody that is willing to take a little bit from it and learn something.
Yes, and we'll see you next time.
Yes.